One sec, I forgot to change over audio.
I was wondering what.
Luckily,
Okay.
this headset I don't need to crank everything up to painful levels.
Right.
All right, let's check and make sure I did this right. Heard music?
I mean, seems to be. Yeah, I heard it.
All right. And make sure it's not muted on OBS. All right. Now let's do this for real.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty then. We can begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, welcome to another installment of the Fragments of Silicon reviews. Right, so Golix isn't yet here with us, and we don't exactly know what's detaining him. Like, also know that Mac didn't broadcast tonight because apparently he overslept. So MS Saga wasn't a thing this week. For all we know, he could be anywhere from engaged in a conversation with a relative to caught in a car wreck. Like, I know that's extreme, but like I said, we haven't gotten the message from him yet, so we don't know what he's doing or where he is.
Indeed.
So hopefully he will show up here before, it's his turn in the review seat. But we do have some other reviews to burn through before that happens. First of which is Boy Beats World. And that is, the Beats doing double wordplay here. Because this is a rhythm action adventure game, I guess is a good way of putting it. It's not a strict rhythm game. It's it's a top-down action game where you use rhythm as a weapon or as a defense, depending on
So
the
kind of like
circumstance.
Crypto the Necrodancer or whatever it was called?
Yeah, something like that, though not that stringent. Like, you don't have to move to the beat. You only have to attack with the beat. And not even that. I will give kudos to this game for having two modes. It's got the Beat Buddy mode, where you do have to time your attacks with the rhythm, and the freestyle mode where you don't. But even that had some limitations. And it's called, beat because the specific instrument you are using to wreak carnage on robots is a drum. So, it's a drum beat. Yeah. Shockingly, a lot of layers for such a punny title, but it's there. Anyway, and also your character is literally named Boy. He wakes up from cryostasis and he's got to not so much save the world. The world's already kind of gone to shit. There's this big war between humans and robots, and the robots won, and only 7 humans survive. Your job is to take this sentient stereo Daisy Bell around to find and free the other 6 humans from various ne'er-do-well robots who are doing horrible things. Like the first area you get to, you have a bunch of, let's say, Ed 209s working round the clock. Insert relevant social commentary here. And in terms of your attack arsenal, that is the thing that grows as you go through the game. Major powers are unlocked by beating a boss. Like when you start out, all you have is just a drum beat. But as that goes on, you get a dodge roll, which is also, it's timed to the beat, but not as stringent as your attacks are. But after that, you get the clap as an actual clapping, which is a different kind of attack, which goes. It's got more range, but it's not a circle, so you've got less of a radius. And then the next power ups were an improvement to the drum beat, where you can hold for more hold down, and on the next beat unleash it for more damage. A general upgrade where if you do well enough, you can get an extra attack from the beat. Then the last one I unlocked was the alternate beat. Like there was this beat that came out in between the actual beats, but it was so short that it was bordering on useless. Unfortunately, I didn't beat the fifth boss because, well, I'll get into that in a bit. But in general, that's other power-ups can be bought by defeating 99 robots. They're all 99, like a shorter recovery time. Because the way damage works is definitely interesting. Because when you get hit, you will drop Daisy Bell, and after a certain time, you'll be able to recover her. It's kind of it's the Sonic coefficient. As long as you have Daisy Bell, you're invincible, or you can eat a hit and you'll still be alive. Eat a hit when she's not there, and you're dead. You have to restart. And yeah, it's a good mechanic, and you can power that up. Like you can lower the beat rates a bit, like by 1. And I'd say the more important power up is the other major quote unquote power that you get at the outset is the dance power, which is mainly used for boosting transmitters and making sure loot gets attracted to you.
And I'm assuming they don't make you play DDR for it.
No, nothing that intricate. At least not there. I will say the game. If there was a problem I had with this game, it was with the difficulty curve. I never thought the difficulty curve got into the right place. Like honestly, I thought the early to mid game was too easy, but once it started getting hard, oh boy, did it go into the other fucking direction. Like it got, oh god, the pathway to the fifth boss, that was straight up bullet hell. And this game doesn't really work all that well with bullet hell. Because, it starts prioritizing pure speed over timing. Things get faster the more you get. That's kind of what you would expect from the learning curve. But I thought it went way too far in the other direction. Like at a certain point, I just put it on freestyle, and even then, I was dying over and over at this fucking gauntlet. Because you can't spam your attacks. You do have to wait a certain amount of time, even on freestyle, to attack again. And at that stage, it was still life or death. So, unfortunately, I think that was a big enough weakness to take what could have been a truly underrated great game and turned it into merely a good game. That being said, this is still a very interesting, it's good, rock solid mechanics. Hell, it's a it's a unique game. It can't be a very unique game because you're either unique or you're not. You
Indeed.
know. But point of order is, I haven't seen a combination of this kind of genre mixing, and we play a lot of games, in case you haven't noticed.
Indeed.
So it's definitely got freshness on that level. And its execution is solid enough. You know, it's not a particularly long game. You know, I'd say 8 to 10 hours it will give you completion. And yeah, the art style is pretty simple. Like the game itself is pretty simple in order to keep it accessible. So yeah, if you are looking for a DDR style challenge without going to straight off DDR, I would recommend Before the Echo, the game formerly known as Sequence. Granted that came out like 10 years ago, but still, that
God,
was,
it's been
oh
that
hey,
long.
yeah, something like that. Maybe 11. I definitely remember it came out like early tens.
Time is a
Like,
monster.
I mean, you're telling me. Like, my birthday's tomorrow.
Fun.
Right. But anyway, and as far as the music goes, it's good. Not amazing. But it's still, once again, it's still solid stuff. I would definitely listen to it outside of the game. Maybe not so much purchase the soundtrack, which oddly enough you can't off of Steam. At least not right now.
Odd for a music-based game, but okay.
Yeah. I suppose along those lines, this game will clock in at $9.99. Perfectly reasonable price for a game of this nature. In fact, I think that's the perfect price point for it. And as far as the game overall, well, once again, it's a solid 7 out of 10. Everything works. It's a you know it's a good execution. I just think the difficulty curve was never in alignment with everything else. But that's perhaps a more subjective thing, and also it can be adjusted to a point. Like if you're having problem with the rhythm, you can turn that off, and I was thankful for that. Because this game plus intensity didn't really equal good timing. Because I was kind of more concerned about not dying than attacking good. You know, that's kind of how that went. But still, probably the most unique game I've played this year. It's got that going for it. So that'll about do it for Boy Beats World. Be sure to tune in after the break, as Petty Fan will be reviewing Gut Whale.